Hello, I'm Maruk Said, your microbiology guide. Let's explore in-depth micro techniques and uncover groundbreaking insight together on this educational journey into the fascinating realms of microbes.
Every time you dip an unwashed finger into a jar of face cream, you deliver a microscopic payload of environmental microbes directly into the formula. Multi-use, water-based products like moisturizing lotions, liquid foundations, and even eye drops are highly susceptible to contamination during routine handling. Pathogens like Staphylococcus aureus, a major culprit in skin and mucosal infections, thrive in these aqueous environments. A product sitting on a bathroom counter at room temperature might seem dormant to us, but to a microbe, it is a temperature-controlled incubator.
If you have watched till here, don't forget to subscribe to Family of Science Lovers. Press the bell icon button so you are always updated.
The product matrix provides an ideal mixture of high water activity alongside nutrient-rich fats, proteins, and surfactants. Left unchecked in that nutrient-dense soup, bacterial clusters divide rapidly. Without active chemical defense systems continuously patrolling the mixture, every water-based consumer product would become a severe biological hazard within days of the seal being broken. To prevent that uncontrolled growth, manufacturers formulate products with preservatives. But before a formulation is legally permitted to hit store shelves, those chemical defenses must survive a standardized gauntlet known as the Preservative Efficacy Test, or PET. The PET has 3 strict objectives. It must prevent general microbial spoilage, protect against specific dangerous pathogens, and guarantee safety despite daily contamination. This test does not rely on passive observation. It is an aggressive 28-day microscopic war, engineered by scientists to verify that a product's chemical shield cannot be broken under extreme duress. This diagram shows the Day 0 procedure, where technicians deliberately infect a sterile product with a massive microbial load. They introduce between 100,000 and 1 million CFU per milliliter, the standard measure for viable microbial cells. This heavy load fractures into 5 distinct branches representing specific threats. Staphylococcus aureus models skin pathogens, Escherichia coli indicates fecal contamination, Pseudomonas aeruginosa is a biofilm former, Candida albicans represents human yeast, and Aspergillus brasiliensis provides an adaptable mold. To ensure the test is accurate, technicians must keep the volume of this liquid microbial injection under 1% of the total product volume. Exceeding that threshold would physically dilute the formula, altering its inherent properties and invalidating the test. Day 0 establishes a worst-case contamination scenario. It introduces a sheer volume of pathogens that far exceeds what a consumer would ever introduce with a single touch, setting an extreme baseline that the preservatives must now fight against. Once inside, synthetic and natural preservatives execute specific antimicrobial mechanisms. They bind to the invaders, inducing oxidative stress that damages microbial DNA, stretching the cell membranes until they violently tear open and leak their cellular contents into the surrounding fluid. Other preservative compounds bypass the membrane and target internal functions. They inhibit metabolic processes by depleting the cell of ATP. ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, is the primary molecule that provides the energy required for all cellular functions and survival. Without it, the microbe starves. However, the product's own physical terrain actively complicates this battle. A formula's pH dictates a preservative's ionization and activity, while fats and surfactant molecules can bind to the preservatives, trapping them and severely restricting their mobility through the water phase. A chemical preservative that easily decimates bacteria in pure water will often fail inside a dense lotion. The effectiveness of the shield relies entirely on a fragile chemical balance specific to the precise matrix of the formulation. To track the battle, scientists extract physical samples at strict intervals, specifically on Day 7, then Day 14, and finally Day 28, plating them on agar to tally the surviving microbial body count. This chart shows log reduction. A 1 log drop means a 90% decrease in bacteria, so a 3 log reduction translates to 100,000 viable cells being wiped out until exactly 100 remain. But extracting a sample requires a crucial step before the petri dish: the mandatory injection of chemical neutralizers, like polysorbate 80. If technicians skip the neutralizer, the residual preservatives pulled out alongside the sample will continue killing microbes right there on the agar plate. This creates a false estimation of effectiveness, showing an artificially low bacterial count that does not reflect what is actually happening inside the product jar.
Download our microbiology study app made for researchers like you.
Accurately quantifying the DAD requires completely pausing the chemical battle the moment the sample is drawn. Precision in the testing protocol is a strict prerequisite for verifying the chemicals being tested. When day 28 concludes, the final log reductions are tallied and judged against international pharmacopoeia guidelines. Passing these rigid numerical thresholds determines the market legality of the entire formula. This graph compares the differing global standards. The United States Pharmacopoeia, or USP, acts as a baseline standard, allowing for a gradual reduction in bacterial counts over time. In contrast, the European Pharmacopoeia demands a much steeper, faster microbial reduction, forcing the preservatives to achieve massive kill rates early in the testing window. Both frameworks enforce the absolute zero-tolerance, no-increase rule. If a formulation achieves a 3-log reduction by day 14, but shows even a 0.5-log rebound in fungal or bacterial growth by day 28, the entire preservative system instantly fails the test. These mathematical thresholds remove guesswork. By demanding specific kill rates and punishing any sign of microbial recovery, the guidelines guarantee a product's chemical shield holds steady from the factory floor to the final drop in a consumer's home. Despite its rigorous design, the 28-day PET has a major limitation. The standardized laboratory strains used are predictable and cultivated in controlled environments. Wild, mutated clinical isolates found in a real consumer's bathroom show significantly higher resistance to chemical attacks. Real-world microorganisms often construct highly resistant biofilms, thick, gelatinous structures that block preservatives from penetrating the colony. The standard monoculture lab tests frequently fail to account for the resilience of these mixed microbial populations. To address these blind spots, the industry is adopting rapid microbiological methods to replace the slow 28-day wait. Scientists are utilizing ATP bioluminescence devices to instantly detect cellular energy, and DNA testing methods like PCR. PCR, or polymerase chain reaction, is a laboratory technique that rapidly amplifies tiny traces of DNA, allowing technicians to detect stressed, surviving cells in a matter of days rather than weeks. Every tube of lotion or bottle of shampoo you own survived an invisible month-long scientific war before it ever reached your hands. To uncover more of the hidden engineering that keeps the modern world running safely, hit subscribe and join us for the next breakdown.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon button. Thank you!